More thoughts on atheism versus theism. I came across a quote from a book Pliny the Elder, Natural Histories. Pliny was a natural historian in the Roman Empire from 50 AD. This is actually from 23 AD through 79 AD. Gaius Plinius Secundus was his name. And he had this to say about God. This is Book 2, Astronomy, Section 14, The Search for God. I think it a sign of human weakness to try to find out the shape and form of God, whoever God is, provided he does exist, and in whatever region he is. God is the complete embodiment of sense, sight, hearing, soul, mind, and of himself. To believe in either an infinite number of deities, corresponding to men's vices as well as their virtues, like the goddesses of chastity, concord, intelligence, hope, honor, mercy, faith, or like Democritus in only two, namely punishment and reward, plumbs an even greater depth of foolishness. Frail, toiling men, mindful of their own weakness, have separated these deities into groups in order to worship them piecemeal, each worshipping the deity he most needs. Thus, different races have different names for the same deities, and we find innumerable gods in the same races. Even the gods of the lower world, together with diseases and many kinds of plagues, are listed in groups in our fearful anxiety to appease them. For this reason, there is a temple of fever on the Palatine dedicated by the state, one of bereavement, at the temple of the household gods, an altar of bad luck on the Esquiline. One could take this to mean that there are more heavenly beings than men, since individuals also make as many gods, by adopting Junos and Genii for themselves. Some nations have animals, even repulsive creatures, as gods, and many things more disgraceful to relate. They swear by rotten food and other such things. Indeed, to believe in marriages between gods and goddesses, and that, over so long a period of time, no children resulted from these unions. To believe that some gods are always old and gray-haired, while others are young men and boys. To believe in gods who are black, winged, lame, born from eggs, or who live and die on alternate days. Such beliefs are little short of the fantasies of children, but the invention of adulterous acts between gods and goddesses themselves, as well as quarrels and hatred, and the invention of gods of theft and crime, surpasses all shamelessness. God is man helping man. This is the way to everlasting glory. This is the road our Roman leaders took, the road by which Vespasian, the great ruler of all time, journeys with heavenly step and, accompanied by his children, comes to the rescue of a tired world. The apotheosis of such men is the oldest method of rewarding them for their good deeds, who would not admit that men call one another Jupiter or Mercury, or other names according to their character, and that this practice is the origin of heaven's nomenclature. Moreover, it is ridiculous to think that a supreme being, whatever it is, cares about human affairs. Don't we believe that it would be defiled by so gloomy and complex a responsibility? Can we doubt this? It is hardly a useful exercise to judge what is more profitable to mankind when some men have no respect for the gods, while the regard shown by others is shameful. They wait upon gods with foreign rituals, they wear their images on their fingers, they pass sentence on the monsters they worship and invent food for them. They inflict dire tyrannies on themselves, resting only fitfully even when asleep. They do not make decisions about marriages, about having children, or any other matter, unless instructed by sacrifices. Some swear false oaths on the Capitol and perjure themselves by Jupiter, tonens, and profit from their crimes, while others are punished for attending to their sacrifices. So, that is Pliny the Elder, Natural Histories, and that was written at the time that the early Christians were beginning to evangelize the world. And so what we see is that the ideas of atheism and agnosticism were quite, prevalent. I mean, according to Pliny, and his views, you can pretty much derive most of atheistic ideals from that passage there. And I'm sure there's other passages that we could find if we wanted to search for more literature before the Common Era. This happens to be just right after the right as the Common Era beginning, and so that's about 2,000 years ago. What really interests me is the fact that a majority of atheists, and I'm not going to say all atheists, because atheism amongst the ideas of men has all of its own denominations as well. I say denominations because not all atheists believe the same thing. But I will say this. There was a lot of videos I was watching recently that there's an idea conveyed that atheism is somehow the newest form in man's thinking, or that man has somehow evolved to the point where we no longer need to believe in God, and that we can throw off religion because we've seen the light in atheism. Well, from what I understand and from what I have read, the idea of atheism is just as old as the idea of God. and religion. So I don't think that atheists can claim that the idea of no God is somehow higher than or the latest and greatest in man's thinking. I think that it is as written in the book of Ecclesiastes, nothing new under the sun. Ideas continued to be recycled throughout history, and history continues to repeat itself. This is the Truth Seeker. I'll see you next time. God bless.